to be talking about today is something that a lot of you are probably not going to like to hear, but like the video anyway, okay? Before you start going dislike. What's going on, guys? Jacob Worth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, coming to you guys from the north end of the Las Vegas Strip. I'll give you guys a quick look of where I'm at here. Look at this. City Las Vegas sign. You can see the Strat all the way up there. Oh, what, 1,176 feet, I think it is. So we're looking at down here. Got a little shade, giving me some cover from the sun. Well, yeah, clouds and a building giving me some cover. So what we're going to be talking about today is something that a lot of you are probably not going to like to hear, but like the video anyway, okay? Before you start going dislike because of this topic, I'm going to talk about what I'm pretty confident is going to happen in 2022 here in Las Vegas. I'm also going to talk about why. And a lot of this is really just a matter of business and psychology and marketing and really just what people are willing to pay, okay? So I'm going to do a little bit more explaining in this one versus, because I know a lot of times in comment sections people can like get really pissed off and that kind of thing. We're going to bring a little bit of reality to why this is happening here in Las Vegas, okay? Now, what we're going to be talking about is why fees are going to be going up in Las Vegas in 2022. So in this video, when I'm talking about a fee, I'm referring to anything, whether it's a fee, whether it's some kind of tax, whether it's a surcharge, auto gratuity, anything like that, okay? It's like I'm going to be a lawyer, all right, covering all these different aspects. Anything that adds more cost to the base price of whatever it is you're going to pay for, whether it's a room, whether it's drinks, whether it's a meal, whatever it is here in Las Vegas, that's what we'll be covering today and why it's going to be going up. Thanks. You guys want to say hi?
First time in Vegas.
Watching
your video.
Well, shoot, thanks.
That's awesome.
Nah, you're cool. Thanks, guys. Whew. Okay, so as we're talking about this, so fees going up, taxes, surcharge, auto gratuities, all that kind of stuff, right? So really, you think about that here in Las Vegas, okay? So aside from a pandemic, right, where literally the state of Nevada is shut down, you can pretty much see that fees for years now have gone up somewhere, okay? Somewhere, or new ones have been invented, okay? So whether that's some additional fee for a drink, or whether it's the casinos now basically, like Caesars, making it harder, making it more of an inconvenience to get your change back, right, from your voucher and things like that. So either ones that already exist have gone up, or new ones have been implemented, like parking, okay, things like that. So you look on this channel just in recent years, I mean, you see, gosh, especially the last few years, there was a while where it felt like almost every freaking week I was doing a video about a resort fee going up, a new fee coming into town, whatever it was, right? Now, the casinos are obviously looking for different ways to make money, okay? This is part of, like I said earlier, part of the business of how they operate, all right? Because a lot of it is really, like I said, it's the psychology, okay? And a lot of you work in business, or if you work in marketing or stuff like this, you probably already understand this because, think about why they don't want to add this to the initial price, right? Of a room, of a meal, of a drink, whatever it is. This happens when it comes to gas. Think of gas prices, right? Gallon of gas, they don't say $4, they say $3.99, right? $2.99, not $3. You buy a digital product, you know, or if you pay what for your cell phone bill every month or to pay off your phone, it's not $100 a month, it's $99 a month, right? It's a psychological factor that marketing people, especially like huge corporations, that they understand all too well. So that's part of the reason it's a huge reason why they do this, okay? Is they add those fees and add those things on later because they know if you see something's a lower price, you're already going to be more inclined to go ahead and buy it. And also, these often nice people are. Also, too, like the more invested you get in the process, like they hit you at the end with the resort fee or some kind of fee or something like that, you've obviously already emotionally invested time and energy into whatever it is, whether it's obviously your meal, your drinks, or something like that, okay? So they understand that by adding this stuff on later, it's kind of annoying to people. That's seeing that lower price up front, that initial price point, and people looking for deals, looking for value is really what they focus on more than anything. So you can see these kinds of things where with prices, right? Think of tax, right? When you pay for something, right? Tax, you don't see it up front. It just gets added in at the end. So those are things to keep in mind, which is how oftentimes businesses in general operate, small business or large business, okay? Now, the other thing to keep in mind too is why they're going to be going up in 2022 is because 2021, in a lot of ways, has actually been a very good year for these big casinos and for a lot of Las Vegas, okay? There's several articles. If you follow Vegas content, Vegas news and things like that, you'll see that there's been numerous articles this year written where one of them was in March and April 2021. The state of Nevada collected more than $1 billion in gambling revenue from casinos. So that revenue was up by 11% compared to April of 2019. So it was up from even before the pandemic. So that means there's been pretty good growth even since the pandemic. And the number of people visiting Vegas is actually down 27% compared to April of 2019. So they're making more money now than they were 2 years ago with 27% less people here. So what does that tell you? So that means there's way more room for more growth to come, which we'll talk about in a moment, but they've already been beating numbers from 2 years ago. So that means people are willing to pay whatever they're charging. If they're willing to pay what they're charging, it's like, why wouldn't they charge more? You also look at in July here in Las Vegas, okay? The state of Nevada collected like almost $800 million in gambling revenue from casinos on the Strip. All right, that's the highest all-time win total for the state, according to numbers from the Gaming Control Board. And then in July they posted a 46% increase compared to pre-pandemic levels from July of 2019. So 2021, a lot of these revenue numbers are beating 2019 before the pandemic. And then you also have casinos in the third quarter of this year of 2021. They set an all-time quarterly record with over $2.1 billion in gambling revenue. Those are the numbers again from the Nevada Gaming Control Board. The Strip beat the previous record of $1.8 billion, which was set during the fourth quarter of 2006. So people think of like 2006, right when they had the real estate market was doing well, then things obviously went south after that pretty quickly. Now, granted, there's been a whole hell of a lot of inflation since then as well, too, but you get the idea that here in 2021, casinos are doing well despite not having a full amount of people visiting that we're used to. Conventions, not in full swing right now, okay? Some of the conventions, have been postponed, they've been pushed back, or they're doing where they want to see it if you're vaccinated. So some people are going to be doing it virtually and things like that. So we're not even having as many people here to spend money as we normally do. Yet these casinos are setting records when it comes to revenue. Now, the ironic thing about this actually is when it comes to traveling and the virus and everything like that, you have people at two total different ends of the spectrum, right? You have the people who still don't want to travel because they don't feel safe. And then you have the people who aren't going to come back until the mask mandate is gone, right? Two total different opposite ends of the spectrum. Ironically, both those groups of people are going to wind up coming back to Las Vegas at the same time. So whenever it gets to the point that the mask mandate gets dropped, because it's believed to be that, the virus is no longer that much of a threat. But people who feel ready to travel, they feel like it's safe to travel, they're going to come back to Vegas. People who just are waiting for the mask mandate to be gone, when it's considered to be safe enough to travel, that we don't have to have mask mandates, they're going to be back as well. So they're going to reunite here in Las Vegas. They're different ends of the spectrum, but they're both waiting for basically, they're both waiting for... This car ran over a cone. He's dragging a construction cone under his car. Anyway, both those people, if you're waiting to feel safe enough or they're waiting for the mask mandate to be gone, once that takes place, they're both going to be coming back here to Las Vegas as well. So because these casinos are making so much money, even in the condition that Las Vegas is in right now, they're going to be adding on more fees because more people are coming. There's going to be more demand. You're going to see probably other fees show up, whether it's, like I said, fees that go up that are already in place, whether it's parking, whether it's a CNF fee or something like that, or maybe some new fee comes into effect. Or I know a lot of people don't like that, but you just have to understand businesses are going to make adjustments based on the bottom line. They're going to make adjustments based on what the market tells them. So that's why if people are willing to pay a certain price for something, they're going to charge it. Okay, now if we can always look at the huge corporations and how they do this. But if you just look at yourself as an individual, like when I was in college, I used to go sell at the flea market locally in San Jose, right? I'd either, I remember just taking stuff around my place, selling it, getting stuff for free on Craigslist, going to the flea market before the freaking sun was up, and then you're selling stuff at your booth right there, right? Well, if I'm selling something and someone's going to give me $12 for it, and someone else comes, oh no, I'll give you 15. I mean, who would say, oh no, I don't want 15, I just want the 12. Like if you were standing next to me and I did that, you'd be like, bro, are you stupid? Like, can you not do math? Okay, so for these businesses, if people are willing to pay a certain price, they're going to charge it. It's basic supply and demand. And some people will say, they would be foolish not to charge it. People are willing to pay for it. So they're going to charge what people are willing to pay. And if enough people are not willing to pay for something, there's not enough demand for it, then the businesses have to adjust. So that's why businesses oftentimes, people think of this where businesses adjust because something hits their bottom line where people are upset, but also sometimes businesses try something new to try to get more money. They try a new marketing campaign, or they try to open up, something new about their operation, right? Or they try to go a different direction with their business. And sometimes it works out well, they hit it big, other times they don't. But they always have to see how people respond in order to get an idea of what they can do to grow their business. So one of the things with that is that if they're able to charge more money and people are willing to pay it, they're going to charge it, okay? So think of like in summer of 2020, when Nevada had reopened, but the demand for people to come here wasn't that high. That's why so many casinos stayed closed, because there weren't enough people coming here and they had to have these cheap prices because there wasn't that much demand. Compare that to a huge fight weekend or a Super Bowl or opening weekend of March Madness, something like that, where you have 200,000, 250,000, 300,000 people coming here to town. You have hundreds of thousands of people coming just for a few days. There's only so many rooms available, even if every casino and hotel is open, that the price goes up because there's a whole bunch of people who want it, so they can charge more. It's basic economics, it's basic supply and demand. And as Vegas casinos continue to make more and more revenue from 2021 going into 2022, you are going to see fees go up somewhere. Either somewhere they're going to go up at different properties, or you're going to see some kind of new fee added, or maybe a new tax or surcharge or auto gratuity or whatever you want to call it. Something is going to be added. So brace yourselves for that in 2022. The casinos are doing better. They are making more money, and we don't even have the full amount of people coming back yet that we're used to before the pandemic, okay? And if you guys want to go check out Banachek, here's a show right over here. I did an interview with that guy a while ago. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. Tell me what you think about this down below. I appreciate you watching and being so awesome. That is it for this one. I am Jacob. This is My Life in Vegas.